Welcome to another edition of Cooking with Lily and Generoso. I'm Generoso.
And I'm Lily.
Sorry for the darkness, folks. Our top light literally just blew out, but we have set up some candles and you should see everything just as well, but it's a little tiny bit dark. We apologize for that. But we still have a very special episode of Cooking with Lily and Generoso as we just arrived back from Italy, spent a lot of time in Naples, much love to Gianluca and all the lovely people there who were so sweet to us. And on the way home, we decided to pick up a little special item for this week's episode. It's pasta a Nero di Seppia, so squid ink pasta. So you can, of course, make it yourself. I decided to pick up some directly from a small shop in Italy. I think it's super cool that we have this as our ingredient. And what we're going to do is we're going to make pasta a Nero di Seppia con Calamari and Pomodoro. So we're going to make this with a tomato white wine reduction sauce. I think you're really going to love this. Let's see what you're going to need. So here is the beautiful black pasta. Being that it is dark, it's even darker now, and I think it's wonderful. This is going to be a portion for about 3 people. Some wonderful extra virgin olive oil, a small amount of white wine. We're only going to need about maybe a half a cup at the most. 2 beautiful pieces of squid. Let's say it's about 5 or 6 ounces of squid, which we're going to cut up and use within our sauce. An entire bulb of garlic, which we're going to break down and chop up. Some thyme, which is lovely. Salt, pepper, crushed red pepper, which is awesome. 4 roma tomatoes. You'll need a ladle, a nice little wooden spoon, a very sharp knife as we have to deal with the squid and the garlic and the tomatoes. And as far as pans, we're going to use this frying pan and this sauce pot. Perfect size. You'll, of course, as always, need a colander. And when this is all said and done, you may want a little bit of romano cheese to grate to put on top, but that is up to you. I'm going to show you how to make the dish here after we do a little bit of prep, so stay tuned. So we've done some prep work. Lily's been a huge help. We've minced about 6 bulbs of garlic.
Yep.
That sounds about right. We've taken the leaves off of our wonderful thyme. We have diced up our tomatoes, and we've cut our squid into lovely little rings. So all the prep is basically done. I've preheated our pan here at a medium-low flame for the last couple of minutes. I'm going to add probably about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Nice extra virgin olive oil, and let that rummage about the pan. While doing that, I'm going to add our beautiful garlic and let's say a good half a teaspoon of crushed red pepper. We don't want this too hot. I know I tend to go a little bit nuts with the crushed red pepper, so our goal for this is just to keep it a little bit warm, move the garlic about, and start to brown it a little tiny bit. And this is only going to take place for about the next minute, and we'll be right back with the next stage of our dish. Stay tuned. So our garlic has been getting a little darker, but moreover, the oil is now starting to take the flavor of the crushed red pepper and the garlic. We're going to add our beautiful tomatoes. Throw them on in and throw in our thyme. Whatever you want to call it, and mix this up. So what we're going to do here, for about the next 2 to 3 minutes, we're going to vigorously stir this. We're going to want to take the water out of the tomatoes, start to let them cook down a bit, and then we're going to add the white wine directly after that. But I'll show you when we do that in just about 2 to 3 minutes. It's been about 3 minutes. As you can see, the tomatoes have started to break down really nicely in our oil and chili pepper and garlic mixture. So let's add, there's just a tiny bit of wine left. I'd say it's probably about a half a cup. Let's add that to the mixture. And we're going to let this cook down for about another minute and a half. And then we're going to add our calamari. And again, you want to be very careful with calamari because if it overcooks, it is absolutely inedible. It tastes like shoelaces. We want to avoid that as best as possible. During this time period, I begin to set my water boiling as we're about to add our squid ink pasta to the mix. So we'll be right back to show you the next stage of our dish in just a moment. In about another minute and a half since we've added the white wine. As you can see, it's broken down nicely, as has the tomatoes. So let's introduce them to our friend, the squid. So again, we're going to cook this until it starts to get a beautiful color. Again, you're more than welcome to pick up a ring and taste. To me, calamari totally goes by feel. When it starts to become good, it is tender. You shouldn't have to gnaw through it. It's not like you're eating a rubber tire in any way, shape, or form. But you don't want it so hard that when you bite through it, it's gonna have a leathery quality. So it's a bit of a risk. As you can see, it's only been about 40 seconds and already assuming a really, really nice white color. We're gonna continue this for only about another 45 seconds, and then we're gonna let our sauce sit before we add the strained black squidding pasta. So please do stay tuned. We're about to strain the pasta, but before we do, take out 1 ladle for me, would you? And put it in a separate bowl. We're gonna actually add this to our sauce before we ladle it out. So we're about to strain the pasta, and we'll be right back to show you how we add it and how it all looks together. So our sauce has been sitting here on very, and we're gonna turn this even lower, very low heat. And our beautifully strained pasta is gonna be added to our sauce. There's been lots of it, as you can see, but we're really gonna mix this in and pick up all the wonderful sauce has to offer. So feel aggressive when you're stirring. And remember, squidding pasta, like all pasta, has to be served al dente. So make sure that it is nice and mild. And while this is all going on, you want to add just a tiny bit of salt to the mixture, barely a teaspoon. And I took the liberty of, as Lily loves this, a bit of grated romano, and add that during this process as well. So we're going to give this a little stir. Add our pasta water. It's going to add a bit of like binding for the sauce and the pasta itself. And we're going to let this cook literally for 1 minute, and then we're going to serve it up. And you'll see the final product in just a moment. And here you have it. Pasta di Nero di Seppia con calamari, pomodoro. I hope you really enjoy this. This is a small portion, but I wanted to make it as super pretty as possible. Again, now we've taken the pasta, we've twirled it into the plate, we've added a few pieces of the calamari and lightly dusted it with some romano cheese. The whole process took a little over 30 minutes. Again, and then maybe we'll come back in another couple weeks. I'll show you how to make squidding pasta from scratch. But being that we had some wonderful squidding pasta directly from the homeland, why not make it for you this week? So we hope you enjoy this dish. Let us know how yours turned out, and bon appetit.